They want us to think that we're an insignificant speck of dust, but let me tell you, we are so much more than dust in the wind.
At least 4 billion useless eaters will be eliminated by the year 2050.
I'm still waiting for somebody to show me gas pressure without a container.
I personally don't believe anything they say, right down to the God they claim they worship.
None of the math adds up.
You could stack up all their math books, all their science books, and even put all their degrees stacked up on top of that, and you still wouldn't be high enough to see the curvature.
This is exactly why grounding is so important.
We see too far.
We're just regular people who know we're being lied to. We're tired of it.
The bottom line is, there's only one choice left, and that's to dismantle this whole thing from the top down.
Welcome to the Phone Booth Podcast. Please keep your arms and legs inside the phone booth at all times. We are not responsible for any lost or stolen souls, destroyed realities, or blown minds. I am here tonight with actually only Bill. What's going on, Bill?
Yeah, what's up, man? It's just us too.
It's just us. Lonely old us.
Hodly doodly.
Oddly enough, let's just say off the rip that originally this was going to be the plan because it was just going to be like even before we were on Twitter, we were like, wouldn't it be cool one day if we had a podcast? Because we had these like ridiculous conversations on the phone that would just which probably wouldn't be the best for a podcast now.
No.
They'd have to be extremely censored. Death would have to work overtime with the beeping and all that, but they were good. Like, my sides and my cheeks hurt after some of them. So I was like, this would be awesome. So, yeah, that was the original plan, but
Yeah.
screw it.
We were actually going to call it Phone Calls to the Moon, remember?
Yeah,
Just
that was going to
us-
be it.
us.
Phone calls to the moon. And then Death
And we
came
were just
up
gonna-
with the phone booth,
Yep.
actually. He had that idea. Props
We were literally
to
just
him.
going to record our phone call conversations.
Mm-hmm. That's all it was going to be. So, truth be told, we recorded this awesome episode last night. It was about good hour and 15 minutes with Death. It was awesome. We finally got to hear Death talk a little bit. And then
So we thought.
And then when I went to play it back afterwards, you could only hear my stupid ass for an hour and a half of only my side of the conversation. And I sounded like a crazy person in a phone booth alone talking to myself. So, sorry, Death.
Normally-
Apparently, God does not want people to hear your voice. I don't know what to say. That's the only way I can look at it, because
They didn't hear mine either. They wouldn't have heard mine either.
no,
so-
but they'll hear yours on every single episode. I doubt there'll ever be an episode where you or I aren't there, but the other ones, they're always around helping, but they'll be on some, maybe not on others. So
Yep.
Rufus is coming back from vacation. Death's getting ready to go on vacation. So instead of waiting a whole nother week to do an episode, we just decided, screw
What?
it. Let's do it again.
What is a vacation?
I don't know.
What is a
I haven't
vacation?
had
What is
one
that?
in a long time. Actually, the last vacation I had was however many months ago, which was the first one I had in like 2 years, was when we came up and saw you. that
yeah,
that was
that's
the
right.
last one, and it was like 3 days, and that was it, which was a lot for me.
That
but
doesn't really count because you're coming to see me, and
I
we all know how annoying that is. So
that's true. That's true. So
what's going on with you, man?
I'm loving life, feeling blessed. That's what's going on with me.
Really? How are you blessed?
How are you blessed? This is
I would want.
this
I
is a
want to know.
conversation, not CBS News.
Like,
Could you tell the viewers at home how you're blessed? No, no, it's little
Welcome
stupid
to
stuff.
TN.
Like, okay, so before we ever got on Twitter, we talked about like it'd be awesome to one day have a podcast, but we never thought it would actually happen. I mean, even though I went out there and did the grounding and did the manifesting, and I still had some doubts, but it was just like, even if we wanted to do it, I don't have the money. My laptop screen's broken. I don't have the money for a new laptop. I can't do that.
Right.
And that's just one step. That's just one of the things you need, honestly. It's a lot. People don't think it is because they're like,
is.
"Oh, I've been on one and I clicked something and jumped on one and it went well." Well,
Right.
yeah, when you're not hosting one, it's super easy.
Mm.
You click on a link and talk. When you have to host it and be responsible for recording it and editing it and transferring the files here and uploading it to Rumble and then YouTube, which Rumble for some reason takes 2 hours, YouTube takes 15 minutes. I don't get it.
Yep.
That's like Google money. But anyway, so
Oh, yeah, sure.
I was like, it'll never happen. And then a couple people told us, hey, you should start a podcast. We like the things you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I can't. My laptop's broken. We even tried like getting some of the programs just to see if we could do a test run. And my computer was like, yeah, right. Your shit's so old. You can't run that. So
All of ours said that.
all of ours, all 4 of us. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, which I hadn't done any other work besides my regular job in like 4 years, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this dude wants me to do some work for him. Doesn't even matter what it was. I ended up making enough money to buy a brand new laptop, buy all the conversion stuff I need, buy a brand new mic, and be able to run all the things I needed. So then, while all this is going on, the TV in our living room breaks. Since we've been on Twitter, so we had to pull the TV out of our bedroom. That's 15 years old, but it's a Sony, but it's kicking ass. Our other one, a Samsung, was 4 years old and broke. So we were like, whatever. We took it's not small. It's 40 inches. So it's not tiny, but, when you put it in our living room after our old 50-inch or whatever, 55, whatever it was, it kind of looked tiny. It took a little bit to use to, but I don't care. Like, I've had nothing. I don't care. But, you kind of want... So what that does is that takes the TV out of our bedroom, which means you can't watch TV while you're trying to go to bed and blah, 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 all that.
Yeah.
So, and I like to watch calming, nice stuff after battling in the trenches with
Yeah. Now you gotta read,
retards
like,
all
a
day.
book.
But so I'd have to watch TV in the living room to clear my mind, whatever, until I was ready to go to bed, and then come into the bedroom and then be like, okay, now I'm awake. So anyway, again, I did another little job, got a couple little extra bucks for the same dude that needed me to do a little extra work. And then for my wife's birthday, her dad decides to send her some money. And we're like, awesome.
Wow.
Now we can afford a new TV for the living room and put our bedroom TV back into the bedroom. So just like everything that I've needed to be covered lately has somehow magically been covered.
That's pretty awesome, man.
It is awesome,
not
and
gonna lie.
I couldn't be more grateful. That's all I know.
So what you're saying is that all the stuff you tell me to do that I don't do
You
is
should
actually the
start
stuff that I should be doing.
Yes. That's it.
But because I think it's fake and gay, then I automatically assume that because, everything is. Then
Pretty much. Everything pretty much is, but no, I thought it was too. I honestly thought it
Right.
was. I thought it was ridiculous, and then I started trying it. Just to try it.
Right.
But and even with the little bit of doubt, it still is working. It's still working. Whoever you are, if you're hearing me right now, guess what? It's because it's working. That's all I know. Because 6 months ago, you wouldn't even have known I existed. That's
this
it.
is true. That is a fact. Everybody's like, "How did it happen?" I don't know.
I do know. That's
Um,
all I can think of. I started practicing what I read and what I was like, that can't work. I started going in my yard, spending time with nature, spending time grounded, barefoot in my yard, started saying, these things are going to happen. And people are like, oh, yeah, then win the lottery. That's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. And you know what? Like the other day, I saw people buying lottery tickets, and I was like, you know what? Right now, I don't need anything. I don't need
Right.
like I want some shit. Obviously, everybody does, but I don't need anything. I got a refrigerator full of food. I got backup stuff because of these ridiculous hurricanes, which we'll get to in a minute.
Mm.
I have a wife who loves me. I have good friends. I have an awesome family who accepts my crazy ass for who I am. And
That's a plus.
I don't need anything. I got a car that gets me to and from work, a job I like. I mean, nobody likes their job, but as for a job, I get to fix shit, make somebody's day better every day. I know that for a fact. That's good. So
It has completely changed your whole entire outlook on
it-
life.
I-
I can tell
I know.
because
I know.
I've lived it with you.
Mhm.
And
I know.
we've been, telling each other how our lives go every step of the way. And typically, when one of us is down, the other one's up, and we're pumping each other up, and vice versa. And
Yeah.
now I'm super, super happy for all of us because this is the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. And
Yeah.
we've done some pretty cool things.
we have.
We have.
I've lived like 47 lives in my life. But that's okay. That's okay. And there's been very few people that have crossed over through all that. Even
Yeah.
some family members and stuff, but it's
Could it be that could possibly explain why we're a little bitter?
a
We're not,
little bit.
I wouldn't say bitter. We just don't really have the patience for BS, I guess. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're just going to give it to you straight, man. And that's how we want it. Tell us how ridiculous it is that you believe everything you see. And we're going to tell you how ridiculous you are.
Because you are. You are ridiculous.
And, even though you don't think it's ridiculous, it's just as ridiculous coming out of your mouth or from your thumbs on your phone.
I know.
And we got to read it.
I've been waiting for people to say that because sometimes I'm like, I can't even listen to you. I'm like, you're not listening to me. You're reading me. But no
Right.
one said it because they know how fucking stupid it sounds. But still,
That would totally be an argument that you and I would have, though, if we were actually arguing on Twitter or something.
Oh,
It would be
yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
all
it
the
is.
matters of fact.
It has to be about facts. So
Yes, sir.
what we plan to talk about and what we did talk about kind of at length with Death was kind of like a recap from the Robert Treat episode, the last one.
Which was awesome.
Holy crap. It just it destroyed my mind. And there was obviously so many more questions that we wanted to ask him, but
Yes.
I mean, you know how
Indeed.
that goes. It was 2 hours and 20 something minutes. How long can you get people to listen for, period?
And it was just like desk gripping the entire time. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like my knuckles were white at time. Like, oh my gosh! Like I didn't even think I was gonna be able to grasp all of it. I still really didn't.
Like,
But
I
there
made
was-
the one joke in there about when he said, when I worked for the Cabal, and I'm like, I like how you just glazed over that. Like, that's how I felt about almost all of it. Like, everything he said, I was like, man, I had 2 pages of notes written, literally 2 pages in my notebook of notes, like of something to go back to, and there just was never time because once I wrote something to go back to, the next thing he said was even more amazing, and I was like, oh no, I want to go back to that. But then he just kept going, and I was like, I can't, like, I need 10 hours to pick this dude's brain. I guess that's why he did that, like, 47-part episode with that lady, because
Oh yeah.
I don't even know, man. There was just so much, and
And the way he's telling it is just so nonchalant.
yeah, I know.
You know,
He's
you know-
either a complete psychopath, which I don't think he is because he seemed awesome
No.
and can just
Right.
lie at will, or it's true.
Yeah. And didn't I didn't have a doubt the entire time, honestly, which was kind of weird because I usually do.
Oh, I know.
I'm very pessimistic when it comes to that stuff, and I'll try to pick things out, and I'm just like, damn, man, like he's really telling his story, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, how can you even argue that? You know,
All I
it's-
could do was listen in awe and be like, "Tell me more. I need to
Dude,
know more."
who says that? Who says that? I when I worked for the cabal.
I know. Just, no big deal. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But it was awesome. No matter what, he's an awesome dude. He was super cool.
Yeah.
We had like before we started recording the episode, we had a few technical problems, and he was just like, "Take your time. I'm just smoking some
Yeah.
Turkish tobacco here. Don't worry about it. I'm good." Just
Random.
I mean, I honestly, I don't. I think he said Texas somewhere, but
Hmm.
I'd love to have a beer with that dude. And just, I mean, it would
Oh,
it would
absolutely.
turn into like 10 only because you wouldn't want to leave, and you got to be doing something. But it would be
I was
awesome,
gonna
man.
say.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, so that was tough to sleep after that one for sure.
I slept
And
like
again,
a
we had
baby.
did you? I
I
had so
did.
many questions. I was just like I wanted to ask him, and I just didn't want him to stop talking.
I know I
So
had questions, and I had stories I wanted to tell him and ask him. Does this like relate to you? Because like I have some extraterrestrial stories also, which I don't even know if I've ever told you.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into everything now, but just one little piece because we're going to have, I know it's a little early, but we're going to have Raven on again. Raven is our fucking boy. That's all I can say. That dude is awesome. There's a lot of awesome people, and I don't want to feel like an asshole leaving people out, but that guy, like, he's the hardest working dude I have met in a long time. And not only is he hardworking, not like for himself, he's hardworking for the community. Like the rising tides raise all ships attitude. Like we can all do this together, which is awesome. But
Wow.
so in his first episode, if you haven't heard it, please go listen to all of them. I'm very bad at listening to anybody's podcast in order because I'll jump from
Right.
person to person and I'll get back and I'm like 10 episodes later. But his, I listen to in order, like just back to back to back to back. But anyway, so
Really?
in his first episode, he talks about the very first book that he ever read as a teenager, which was this book, Communion. I don't remember the author. He mentions it in his podcast, but it was also the very first book I ever read as a teenager. At 15, I went to a bookstore and bought it myself. It was the first one because something happened to me that I couldn't explain. I went and looked in this book that's about alien abductions, and the same exact thing was in there. That's all I know. I'll get into the story at a later date. We're going to do a Halloween episode with Raven for sure. We're going to exchange because I have that
sounds
story. I have a ghost story. I'm pretty sure you probably have some kind of ghost story too of something.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so we'll get into all that on the Halloween episode. You heard it here first. No, but
And it's not, and for whoever's listening, this isn't just an entertainment value thing. This is legit. Like,
oh yeah,
we've
no,
been-
I don't mean it like that. Like, hey, listen to this
Yeah,
ghost
no, and I
story.
just
Like
wanted
this
to
shit
clarify.
happened.
I just wanted to clarify that because yes, we did have lives, you know, prior to this,
Yes.
and very intricate ones. I've done some pretty crazy things.
No.
Especially for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'll just leave it at that. Like, that's definitely gonna be the Halloween episode. I'm a rock y'all's world with that one. You'll be like, oh no, oh that totally explains why he's all screwed up. That's gonna be in the comments. you know?
That's why he
but-
thinks the Earth is flat and dropped out of high school in the 9th grade. Come on.
That I didn't do.
No.
I mean, yeah, mentally I dropped out in like 6, but you know.
Because that's when they started repeating all the same stuff.
Doesn't know physics and doesn't know math. No, I'm not programmed to accept bullshit. So
Math
that's
doesn't prove reality. Math is a way that we quantify reality. That is all it is. It's a feeble attempt by a human brain to make sense of what's going on around us. Math is nothing more than the variables that you plug into it. So math proves nothing except what you want it to prove when you go into it. That's what it proves.
Damn.
And then you bend all your stuff anyway. But anywho, we don't need to get into all that. We're supposed to get into what? We're supposed to get in these hurricanes first, or Trump's arrest. I know now it's like 2 days ago, but when we did it with Death last night, it was fucking fresh, all right? It was fresh then. So I don't
In
know.
both meanings of the word.
Fresh to death. So I don't know. This is more you. Let's get into that.
So they're shooting. Look, does everybody know where we live?
I'm pretty sure.
Did we divulge that?
We live in Florida, somewhere.
Right. So they're shooting like hurricanes at us from the HARP cannon.
Pew pew pew.
And you know, it was just last year where I'm at that we dealt with one. Really, it was like 2, but only one kind of really did some damage.
Yeah.
But here we go again, and it's like, dude, everything ramping up with the fires, with the storms, with these like land
grabs,
landslides. Yeah, well, that too.
Oh,
landslides, land grabs.
Yeah.
Such a conspiracy theory.
No,
dude.
like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I'll remember.
No, you're good.
So Death posted this thing the other day about a fire. I don't even remember where was it. Kentucky, some shit. Who cares? Anywhere, a fire in the middle America somewhere, southeastern, whatever. And it's just it's another freaking land grab. That's what it is. It's in all these places because like 5 years ago, I specifically remember talking to you, actually, and my wife, and being like, watch, they're going to start ramping this shit up. Once I knew that weather control was real, and once I knew how hard they were pushing this climate change garbage, it's absolute garbage. Once I saw how hard they were pushing that, I was like, this is... So they want to get people into 15-minute cities, and they want to make it look like the environment's getting really bad. If I was an evil fuck, what I would do is I would use one narrative to push another. And I would look how bad the climate's getting. Don't you want to move into these safe cities that are made out of concrete and can't burn down and everything's safe? And that's exactly what they're doing. They're going through, they burned up Hawaii for the elites to go in and buy it up. And now they're burning people in the rural areas because those are the people who know how to grow their own food. Those are the people who know how to take care of themselves. So you gotta stop that. You gotta burn their shit out to get them into these, because they're not gonna agree to go into a city. Period. They're not going to agree to go into any city, much less some 15-minute city with a camera up everybody's butthole that sees everything they do at all times. So the only way you're going to do that is you're going to cause unnatural disasters, and then you're going to offer them way more money. So why do you think Biden has all these huge things in his plans to offer for these green cities and all this? It's because part of that money is going to offering people money for their land to buy them out, so they're forced into these cities.
Damn, I mean, that makes actually some scary sense, like a lot of scary sense.
I mean, if you're evil, that's what you would do. But anyway, so yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
the hurricanes.
I was gonna say, tell me how you really feel, dude.
it's coming right for us. This hurricane. I mean, it's not even a hurricane yet, is it?
I believe it is. It's like right at
Oh.
tropical storm, but they're saying by the time it hits around the panhandle, so it's gonna skirt by me, but it's gonna go straight for my peeps, my family, and by the time it hits there, it's supposed to be like a Cat 3.
Oh, yeah.
So
And how exactly are they predicting that?
with space satellites.
I grew up in Florida. I was born in Florida. I've lived here my entire life.
That masquerade as planes.
They always
flying out.
They always used to tell us that you never know what it's gonna do. You never know. It's totally uncertain. We just don't know. And now all of a sudden it's like, yeah, it's gonna fucking hit right here, and it's gonna be a Category 3. So get your shit in line because it's coming for you.
Lately, they've been very good.
I know. No, that's just because their technology is getting better at predicting them, bro. Come on. It's not because they successfully changed the direction of a hurricane in 1955 and you can find the government documents yourself. You probably think we're crazy.
Really?
Well, I can't say 55, sorry. 1950s for sure. Definitely 1950s. I want to say 55. I could be wrong. But yes, they bragged about it, and the first time we successfully changed the direction of a hurricane by dropping dry ice into it, actually. So that was, 70-something years ago, because, everything's about temperature and pressure. Pressure and temperature go together. So that's why every time you hear a hurricane strengthening, it's the pressure's dropping, blah, blah, blah. So they dropped dry ice into it at a certain point and weakened one part of it, and it kind of made it wobble, blah, 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 which, again, that was in the 50s. So imagine what they can do now. So they can do tons and tons of stuff. And
they can just steer it with space lasers. I mean...
Yes, I'm sure they can. Space lasers. It's all right.
Dude, I can't help it. I mean, dude, when you look at like the meteorology, screens, and they're standing in front of it, and like, Canada's past the North Pole, and like they got this hurricane that's the size of the entire Atlantic Ocean coming at you, and they're just like, look at how big this thing is.
Why aren't they just clocking it from the space station? Why are they even using radar?
Because the space station's going 17,500 miles an hour. Okay, so it's
right. That's right.
It sees the hurricane 3,600 times before it actually makes landfall. So there's no way to really pinpoint that down. So.
No, it doesn't.
And I'm just speaking from experience from watching a lot of NASA television. So
NASA television. Oh, dude, so I was so pissed. So we get the new TV today. I get it home, set it up. I turn it on, and it says, "Welcome to Google TV." I'm like, you sons of bitches! It didn't say that. It did not say that. No, is there a camera on this? I don't want it. I'm covering it up. Where's the tape? Get the duct tape. I'm covering it. Like, it didn't say that on the box.
You've never.
So now I have a Google TV that's fucking listening to me. And don't say it's not, because multiple times me and my wife will go to get in the car and my phone will go, we were talking about Mexican food or something, or breakfast or whatever. We go to get in the car literally to leave, and it will say, breakfast spots near you, or it will literally has said the specific place we were talking about, and not a place we go normally, because I know it does that if it's a place you go all the time, but it literally said the place we were talking about that we have never been to, and it said 7 minutes away. I'm like, dude, nobody can convince me that it's not listening to you at all times.
This has happened to me as well, so I can concur with you, my man.
No, you're just lying to cover your flat Earth friend. Flat Earth friend. God.
Flat Earth. Only Flurfs. That's our next.
Flurfs.
It's our next website. Only Flurfs.
Oh yeah, didn't we? We talked about that with Death yesterday. A flurf. A flurf is the motion that a carny makes when he's putting the cotton candy on the paper cone. That's the flurf wrist motion. So next time you call me a flurf, I'm gonna think of cotton candy. All right. So let's keep going. Cotton candy and unicorns, which I'm sure you guys
Only
believe in.
Globey would equate something with like a Beanie Baby. You know what I mean? Like they think of this the most sissiest thing.
Well,
right?
I'm just gonna say I don't know what you fucking meant by saying Beanie Baby. I don't know where that came from, but I'm just gonna say, what is a Beanie Baby a flurf thing? Is that a thing? But
I was trying to think of something soft. I've never owned
Well,
a stuffed animal. I used to like stab them
so,
and rip their eyes out.
again, there's your intuition. You're onto something. What are Beanie
right.
Babies filled with? A ton of little balls.
Ooh.
They're little balls. They can call them beans or whatever they want. They're full of tiny little spherical, like, I don't know if they're styrofoam or what. That's what they look like, feel like, because I've had an animal rip one open before. But that makes total sense when you're talking about Globies, because they love balls. Yeah.
It's full of balls. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, we might be onto something there. So we might have to drop one. Shut up, you Beanie Baby.
I'm sure that'll come out at some point. Anyway, so yeah, they're trying to kill us with hurricanes, I guess. We'll see. They're trying to stop. They're specifically trying to stop you and I from spreading truth, dude. They directed.
I mean, if I have to wait out, I'd rather go through a hurricane than, I don't know, a raging fire that's going to destroy everything I own, which I don't really own anything, and I'm happy. But
I'd rather go through a hurricane than New York City. I'd rather go through a hurricane than go through California.
Dude.
I don't mind hurricanes. I like them. I like bad weather. I don't know. I'm weird.
Most like the anxiety-ridden places in the United States of America.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about hurricanes is if you're someone who doesn't give a shit, and then you're like, you just want to go shopping on Wednesday, and the hurricane's hitting on Friday. That's totally out. You're like, oh shit. I mean, I got cases and cases of water and crap. I'm fine. I got all kinds of stuff. I'm not worried about it. We're not panic shopping at the last minute. We have all that. But if you just want to go for something and then there's 22 people in line trying to buy water the day before it hits, it's like, oh my God, you people, you're new here? Are you better be new here. You better be new here.
All I want is 5 gallons of gas. But I have to wait 5 hours to get it.
I know. And then they're like, oh, our pumps are down. We don't know what happened. That's it.
Oh, dude, that happened to me once. I made it all the way, and they shut it down, and I had to wait like another hour and a half for them.
That would happen to you. That would happen.
But I was like, and you're like this like pinnacle point where like, do I go and then try to find another place and then wait another 3 hours, or do I take the loss and cut it in half and wait an hour and a half? And then you're just sitting there because you're talking to yourself, so you look crazy anyway, and everybody's getting mad, and then you're like, don't look at me like that.
Pretty much.
I don't own the gas station. Like, then you want to fight people, and then you're like, well, maybe I could just light that dude on fire when the gas gets here, and that would be totally worth it. I will dump my 5-gallon, tank of gas on you and light it on fire.
Just because.
And it was worth the wait because you're looking at me very weird.
He would put a wrench and a belt on the table and say, pick one. And I picked the wrench. Why? Because fuck him. That's why. So good. Anyway. Oh God. So yeah, hurricanes. So I don't know. I'm as ready as we can be. I'm sure you are too. Grew up here.
So I don't know, man. I could try to be ready, and every time I get ready, it never comes.
Oh, I know. And then the one time you're like, screw this. Then it's like a real. The last bad one here, honestly, like was Andrew. Like I boarded up for a couple, but nothing ever happened.
Dude, look at that. Okay, so we could talk about weather modification. What about the flooding in South Florida? What was that all about, dude? That was crazy.
Actually, I know what that was about because, well, I can't say I know. I can't prove it, but I heard it from 4 different people that don't know each other. Like a lady at the hardware store whose husband works for the city. I know someone who works for the city. Someone else who knows someone who works for the city. And all of them said that the day before all that rain came, so it was record rain, which was weird to begin with because I've lived here my whole life and I've never seen that much rain in that short amount of time. Even during hurricanes, during all that, this was so much rain in such a short time. But Also, they opened the locks up in West Palm that drain down this way, and they were draining water out of the Everglades at the same time, not expecting this to happen. So they're already using our canal system and everything to drain this shit out into the ocean, and then this fucking torrential rain hits. And it's like it just overwhelmed everything and flooded out so many people's houses, and nobody did shit
Dude, I
about
remember
it.
you sending me the pictures. So I was just like, you got to be kidding me, dude.
Yeah.
There was nothing natural about that.
No,
'cause
I've
I lived
never.
down there all my life before I moved up here, and I had never seen anything
No,
like that.
I've never seen it either. Ever. And I've been through multiple hurricanes, and I've never seen
Even
anything like
that.
Even what?
I was saying, even the hurricanes have never flooded like that.
Yeah, no, not once.
We watched Andrew turn Miami into pixie sticks, dude. It was just.
I know, and I've lived in the same general area, all within 20 minutes. I mean, left multiple times but came back, so I know this area. I know it didn't flood like that, or I would have heard about it. I've even lived 10 minutes away from this area, and it didn't happen to me. So something was weird about it, but something weird's always happened. Also, they're building tons and tons of there's nonstop cranes. They're building tons of high-rises here, all these really high-tech buildings, and they're just building on top of the old infrastructure. So where there used to be 10 houses with 15 toilets and 20 sinks, now there's a high-rise with 500 sinks, 800 toilets, all going into the same pipes that were withstanding all of this before, and they just keep doing it, and they're wondering why. Like, why do these pipes keep bursting? Oh, gee, I wonder
it's
why.
Such a great place to live.
I
it's
know.
Just a great
oh God, I
live.
can't wait to get out of here. I can't wait. Someday. Someday.
I've been waiting. Remember how many times they told us that Miami was going to be underwater?
I know.
And I was like, when? Come on.
It's just going to go under. It's going to go right under. Just wait. The sea.
I was going to go levels. To the top of the landfill, the only mountain we had down there, and I was going to watch it because I could see that far.
Because it's flat.
That's right.
Because it's flat. Oh, wait.
Yep. So the sea levels are rising, and it's just, hell's coming.
It is. It is. So we're gonna talk about Trump. Ready? I hope there's no gay porn on there. Oh, the question mark. Here it is. The Riddler's out there.
Neptune's. Okay. Wait, it's the wrong one. Sorry. Close scrutiny of a recent image from Webb Space Telescope revealed some questionable punctuation.
Oh, wow. Questionable punctuation.
Okay, first of all, what I want to know is how did the hurricane come from there? And now you see the hurricane on the left, so yes, it somehow made its way down here. And then we have some puncture wounds in the light bright thing, and then the question mark.
Question. So, I stick by the Riddler. That's what I stick by.
I would click it, but then it makes me pay, and I'm not going to give them a flipping dime.
He's saying, riddle me this, riddle me that. How can you think it's a sphere when it's clearly so flat?
Unbelievable, dude.
Know. It's what? But what are they trying to say it is? What are they trying to say it is?
I don't.
It's just questionable punctuation.
Yeah,
that's all they give.
What they saw. Yeah, no, it's a question mark. That's what it is.
Oh,
so,
all right.
Yeah,
well,
and then
so what else you got?
Down here. This is all on the same page.
What is that?
A Martian mystery. Why is the red planet spinning faster?
Dude, it's because they're using a drone on it and it's fucking propelling it more. I don't. What is that?
Okay.
What is that?
This is supposed to be the Discovery using data from NASA's retired InSight lander is puzzling to scientists who study the red planet. It's puzzling to me that
retired. Did I hear retired?
Yes.
So
the retired InSight lander. So I guess that's it sitting on the surface of Mars. Did it finally land? Or just crapped out and died, and that's where it sits. And then we can see the sunrise or sunset over there in the horizon.
I don't know, man.
I don't really what's going on there. But
if I had to guess, I'm gonna say it's bullshit. I'm gonna go with bullshit. I'm gonna go with they know that the sun gets smaller in the right atmosphere and the right temperatures, and that's a picture from Earth of it actually getting smaller, so that way when we show Globies that video of the sun getting smaller on the flat Earth, they're gonna go, you just cropped that from the NASA's retired whatever the hell.
Yeah, Insight Lander.
If it's retired, what? That's fucked up, NASA.
Take the picture?
It's retired, and you're pulling it out of retirement just for a picture.
To give us this blessing right here.
Is it receiving Social Security? That's all I want to know.
I certainly hope so.
Because I'm not going to by the time I'm
AARP,
all up. All right, what's next? What is that?
What is this?
Our galaxy is home to trillions of worlds gone rogue.
Astronomers have found that free-floating planets far outnumber those bound to host a star. Where do they come up with this crap? Look at it.
I honestly don't know, man.
Did they get the Jabiru? I mean, like, what's going on in that thing?
I don't.
Got some graphene flying through it and stuff.
I don't know. Let me take a closer look. Hold on. I gotta move my mic and take a closer look here. Let me pull this. I'm going with a rubber band ball that they dropped in chocolate pudding and then adjusted the hue on it. That's what I'm going with. I could be wrong.
Look at the.
Or
can you see my cursor or no? I don't know.
Yeah, I can see it. Or a frosted mini wheat up very close with the circular thing on it.
It's so bad, dude.
I don't
like. You could see how they composited this. Just whatever this is, like I don't know, man. It's like pen ink. Oh dear.
What is this?
I don't know. Somebody's backyard from the
with
70s,
a last-ditch shout across the void. Hey, 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 hey. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? What the
heck?
Why
is it a last-ditch effort? What's going on?
I don't know,
You know, you guys losing a little bit of money lately, losing a little bit of funding, losing a little bit of credibility. I don't know. Yeah, but whatever.
NASA is awesome. All right. Oh my God. Here's fucking Jupiter.
Look at that.
Is that what's happening?
Oh, they finally turned it. Look. now the big red orange spot's on the top.
The liver spot.
It's the North Pole.
It's the liver
the
spot.
North Pole. Yeah.
Oh my God. What is
this?
That's
a
bowling ball. That's a custom. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
What is that? What is that?
Oh my. I'm pretty sure it's like an old bell that you like used to ding at the hotel. You know,
that's the exhaust fan for a restaurant. That's what that is. Or a Roomba. A Roomba, maybe. I can't be sure. I'm no expert at either.
An astronaut's belt that they left there or something. I don't know. Is that a Martian landline?
Wait, what are we scrolling through here? What is just everyone is ridiculous. So what is this?
I know, it's the New York Times.
No.
Yeah,
this is New York Times, like science.
Yeah, like real news. The New York Times, like that's what they are. You know.
Keep going. Let's see what else.
Wait. This is the Insight spacecraft again.
I still don't know what we're really looking at there, though. What the hell is that supposed to be?
Oh man,
I don't know.
Dude, can we talk about that curvature though?
I know that's pretty awesome. That's like, so that's on Mars. Mars is the size of my backyard, obviously.
Yes, absolutely.
But spherical.
So it carries a seismometer and studies the red planet the red planet's insides with a seismometer.
Wow.
And is expected to cease functioning by the end of the year.
Have you ever noticed how, like, you think when you'd go to another planet, there'd be shit you've never seen, right? How come everything on Mars is something we've seen on Earth? Everything. Like, there's
That's
no
just
weird rock formations that we haven't seen on Earth. There's no weird, like, caves that are different. There's no, like, bubbles from the crust that we can't see, like these weird domes. There's nothing. Everything we see on Mars can be seen on Earth. Period. So...
Is it because Mars is on Earth?
Come on, dude. What are they doing with all the money? I love that argument. So they're just wasting all the money making all these fake things? No, they're making CGI and putting the money other places. Like, the fact that you can't even come up with the possibility of that shows me where you're at. But, oh my God. So what is this now? What is that? What the hell is that?
Otherworldly wreckage on Mars. So NASA sees otherworldly wreckage on Mars with Ingenuity helicopter. Oh, they're ramping this up. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's going towards the fake alien invasion, I guess.
Absolutely.
Otherworldly wreckage.
Absolutely.
Are they trying to claim that that's an alien craft that crashed there?
Well, if you look closely, they were starting a bonfire, and I guess it went wrong or something.
I can't really look that closely. It's tiny.
I know. I don't think I can't. I know I can't zoom. Oh wait, I can.
You can zoom in.
Look at that. Wow.
What the?
So they have a pile of sticks right here where they tried to start the bonfire, and it kind of went completely wrong, and it blew up the rest of the spaceship.
What the heck? Come on, somebody screenshot that and Google search it. That's something else. Come on.
I don't even think you're ready for what I'm about to show you. Let's just have a glance at these alien weapons.
What?
Are we looking at guns? Laser guns right here?
Wait. Laser guns?
Yeah, dude, look at it.
Oh, wow. I see it. I see
think it's
it.
a Phasatron 5000. That is incredible. I have to
a Phasatron 5000.
Yeah, so the debris was part of the equipment that helped the Perseverance mission safely land on the rim. How do they know this?
Cameras.
Oh, they're saying it's theirs.
Super
they're saying
good Wi-Fi.
Theirs. So after they say otherworldly, okay, so it was in, semi-quotes there. And, oh, God.
What is that?
I don't know.
It's like a demon eye.
It stashed the first rock sample from Mars. The first rock sample?
Joe Rogan, I smoke crack.
Hold on, dude.
The first rock sample.
And it's just now getting a rock sample?
Oh, Lord. It's ridiculous. Dude, that's what it is.
$80 million a day, dude.
No
$80 million a day we're looking at right now. Unbelievable. I cannot
control.
with this, dude. I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. That's it for the screen sharing. So what's up? What's next? We were going to talk about your boy Trump being indicted.
My boy, huh?
Your boy,
my dog.
I mean, he's kind of my boy too. But you remember, we agreed to look at it different ways. We agreed to not let bias come in.
Yes.
So I'd look at it as him being this Antichrist, and you would look at it as him being what they claim he is. So
no, I think he's Jesus.
Do they? Has it gotten to that point yet?
Yeah, dude. They're like all like, it's Jesus is coming in the body of Trump, and it's like, whoa, man.
Whoa. That's some crazy wording there.
I know that was poor English, but whatever. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Yes. So his soul, the soul of Jesus
No, your
Christ,
wording was good. You just said coming in the body of Trump. So
I know. Which I wanted to say it was just poor English, but I wanted to thank you for clarifying how dumb it came out. But
not dumb, gay. It came out gay, not dumb.
Yes. Can we say gay, or is YouTube?
I don't. It's You
gay.
cannot regulate. Listen, I spell it Ghey. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about
Gay.
homosexual.
Oh,
well, wait.
okay.
I guess maybe in this case I was. Sorry. So I take it back.
Homo sapien.
I take it back. In this case, I was literally talking about homosexual with Jesus
to be clear,
coming in Christ. But yes,
I am 98% positive that yes, everything we're watching is fake, and that Trump is still the commander in chief of the military, and we are in continuity government. And I'll leave it at that. Most people know what I'm talking about. A lot of people don't. If you want to look it up, look up the executive orders and kind of match up with what's been going on the last, almost 4 years. Actually, really 4 years before that. But,
yeah.
Nevertheless, am I a Q-tard? No, I am not. I don't.
Death loves that term, by the way. He's going to go, oh, shit, man, you said that. No, but...
I mean, it was over for me when he said the Earth wasn't flat. So I was like, yeah, well, you're stupid. So
well, I mean, to be clear, it's not really flat. There's valleys, there's mountains, there's all that. So I would want more specific answer. Is it a sphere? Does not compute.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. But
he's not going to give us a more specific answer because he said, do your own research.
Yeah, immediately after, also. Immediately after.
Yeah, so, whatever, people, you wanted to know. And I love when I get that response,
Who cares?
Not.
Even if I believe everything Q says, it doesn't dispute the experiments I've done myself. So... Either he's complete bullshit, or he just didn't want to tell you that one thing because you wouldn't follow him anymore, or whatever the reason. Who cares? I don't care.
Dude, a lot of people would have been like, all right, we're done.
Exactly.
Which, because it was never the point,
It's hard enough getting people to come around, much less trying to get them to come around to Flat Earth also while you're trying to get them to come around to something else. Think about how many people it woke up. There's like... grandmas in knitting circles that are now like, hell yes, Q.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you ain't lying, dude.
And they know it's because of that. So,
dude, it's very obvious. Okay, like stop pretending that it's not obvious.
There's no way that there's not something going on, and there's no way that Trump isn't linked to whatever's going on. Like, oh, I don't know much about them, but apparently they like me. Ha ha. Like, come on, dude, you've done 47,000 things to prove that you're linked to it in some way. And I get him not admitting he's linked to it. That makes sense. Correct. So there's no way that he's not linked to it. The only thing that I don't know is if it's something good or if it's something very evil. That's it. It's definitely something. So anybody who says there's no there is stupid. There's something there. But I just don't know what it is. And even if he turns out to be the Antichrist, there's going to be 7 years of peace first. So let's get there at least. And then we'll worry about taking him down after. But even if he is, you're not supposed to take him down. So even if you really think he is the Antichrist, that's what's supposed to happen. So let's bring it on. Let's do this.
That was beautifully said.
That's
that was
it.
Beautifully said. And I say it just like that all the time. Not in those words, but I'm like, there's really nothing. That's why they say this is, you know what I mean? Like, this is God's plan, right? So
yeah.
Because it is.
If I know. I mean, and even if he is the Antichrist again, he would say the same things. Because God's plan is for him to rise to power. Or not his plan, but his prophecy or whatever you want to call it. So I'm not I don't know everything at this. I'm not a biblical scholar or anything like that. I've read the whole Bible 3 times in my early 20s, and I was one of those idiots who like, oh, Genesis, blah, blah, blah. You know, the firmament, ha, 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 that's a parable, that's this, that's that. I never took it seriously, which I don't get how now, looking back, I don't get how anybody calls themselves a biblical Christian and doesn't think the earth is flat, because if nothing else, the Bible is a flat earth book through and through, and they ignore the whole part. Like, most people, and me included, literally used to think that God wiped out the people in the flood. That's why he did it, because the people were bad. It doesn't say that anywhere.
Yep.
It talks about how the people had sex with the Nephilim and had these monstrosities, basically, and that's what he had to wipe out. So yeah, he had to wipe out some people too, but he had to wipe out them because they were genetically modifying themselves. They were altering genes by sleeping with these otherworldly beings, and that's why it happened. And they totally ignore that. They totally ignore the giants. They totally ignore all of that as if it's just some side note, when it's the whole reason. It's the entire reason. But they're like, some people were doing some weird stuff and there were some giants, so he flooded them and killed them. No, it's not even close.
Here's a crazy thought. Do you think the Jabiru is actually
Nephilim DNA?
Or just doing another cleansing? Possibly.
Could be. Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, because we've been genetically altering our DNA now for a lot longer than the general public knows.
Oh yeah.
So,
for sure.
Maybe God's pissed, and he's like, you know what? Take that dude that says, "Yeah, I read the Bible. It's cool." Take that guy and who he controls, and go wipe these fools out. You know, that's a possibility as well.
Who knows? Who knows? I know. I just know that shit's happening. You can't convince me it's not. There's things different now than they were before, and stuff is happening. People are seeing things. People are waking up at an alarming rate. Armageddon means an awakening in some fucking translation somewhere. Everything means an awakening. An awakening is happening. Yeah. I know it because I've experienced it. I'm a totally different person than I was 10 years ago. A completely different person. And so much more enlightened and so much more in touch with nature. And, like, you can't tell me that I'm wrong when now I go out into nature and quote-unquote wild animals approach me and come to me. Like, this happens daily. It never happened to me before. There's clearly, I'm on a higher connection now. So all the people who say flat earth is a psyop, that's what sparked everything in me. Everything. That's what made me find the creator. That's what made me closer with nature. That's what made me a better human being. So it's not a psyop. It's the truth. And if you gave it a fair chance like I did, you would see that. And that's all we want for you. That's all we want. And there's already a few people, but I just hope someday some of these people come back and go like, you know what? I gave you a lot of shit. But in the end, you were right. Like, you were right, and now I see it, and now I'm a better person too. That's all I want, because it has literally touched it has literally touched all our lives, and that's all we want, is for it to touch other people's lives too.
We're not going to take their face and shove it in, you know what I mean, like shove it in the pile of poo and be like, I told you so, you know what I mean? Like, that's not what this is about.
No, once they come around, we won't. but before that, we're going to keep fucking putting the balls on their forehead until they look and until they see it, because that's what it took for me. It was a big pill to swallow as someone who thought they knew what was going on, because I knew a lot of shit before that. I knew a lot of stuff that I still know to be true, but like that was like, no, I can't be that wrong about everything. Just everything. So it was a hard pill to swallow, but luckily for me, I've never had a huge ego, so it was not easy for me to do. It was hard, but I was able to do it. You saw it happen. You saw the whole thing happen. So, but yeah, I mean, just nobody knows, back to the whole Q and Trump thing. Nobody knows dates. Nobody knows times. But if you really want to try to deny that something's going on, I don't even have time for you, because you're oblivious. You can feel a difference. And if you can't, stop chugging fluoride and you'll notice it, because it makes a huge difference in your life if you start eating clean. Try to. I'm bad too. I mean,
yeah, we have friends too that are like, oh, it's a cult and this and that. And it's like, honestly, it started so organically. You know what I mean? And it did, like you said, it created this awakening, and they did it in a Chan. You know what I mean? In freaking 4chan, dude. To whoever was there. And
I didn't even know that existed before it, so it got to me somehow.
It went to the deepest, darkest places in the internet. Maybe not the darkest. I'm kind of exaggerating there, but you know what I mean? But it went to these no-name places, to these people who were just on there, sharing whatever, you know what I mean? Talking about hacking the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it just started dumping this information and said, we know you're going to go out and research it, so do it. And then all of a sudden people are like, holy crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's real. Like, so all they did was just lead us in a direction. And the drops literally say the Great Awakening.
Yep. Again, though, just to do my part and play devil's advocate, there is the chance that they knew all this was going to happen, so they got ahead of the curve to make themselves look like they were letting it out. Like, if there was an awakening already happening and you knew it was coming and you wanted to make it look like you were the cause of it, you would start putting out that information that you already knew was going to come out before. Right. So I'm just saying, I just look at everything both ways, because I've been fooled. Fool me once, can't fool me again, or whatever the hell Bush said. Like,
no, that's exactly, you need to use discernment. Discernment is key.
Yeah, I know, and that's why it's good.
My argument is like, look at Joe Biden.
I know. But again, I look at
that benefit them. What does that benefit them? Like, what is it? They're all made to look like hooligans, dude.
Are you really asking me what's benefiting them, or do you not want me to answer?
What is it?
Because I can give you an answer. I can give you the devil's advocate answer. So
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Say, let me try to make this in a real world example. Say you're a food critic, right? That's your job. This is the best I can come up with on the fly. You're a food critic, right?
Okay.
And I know that tonight you're going to eat at my restaurant, and I want you to give me a really good review. And I have complete control over everything. For lunch, I'm going to make you eat a shit sandwich somehow or something totally horrible. And Joe Biden is a shit sandwich. So if I want you to love my dinner, aka Trump, I feed you a shit sandwich for 4 years, and then I offer you a steak. And no matter how bad my steak is, it's better than the shit sandwich you've been eating for 4 years. So
true.
But
you're also giving me an out to not pay attention to any of it anymore, and to not believe
That's
any
true.
of it.
That's true. You're right there.
Right.
Yep.
Because that is, it's almost like free will is back in style.
Yeah.
And
that's for sure.
Stopping us. Now, they were gonna stop us, and that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
The 16-year plan was real, dude.
Oh, it was already in effect.
So either they turned 16 into 60, they're like, let's give them a little more time.
Yeah.
We'll throw them a couple bones,
well, that didn't happen. That's not an option. So
because they're empowering us, dude. So either, like you said, it's either good or it's nefarious. If it's nefarious, and I've heard you say it before too, it's the crappiest.
It is.
You know what
but
I mean? Like,
so the only thing again I can say to that is the one problem that. So the one thing that ever made me question it, and that kind of eats at my core just a little bit, is the part about waiting for someone to come save you. Like, don't worry. Right. They're in control. Patriots are in control. Just sit back and do nothing. We got it. And
isn't it funny though? Isn't it funny though that it hasn't happened?
No, that no one's sitting back and doing nothing. Yes, I agree. Is that what you meant?
I'm saying, I meant like no one's coming to save them. They thought this was going to happen in 2020. Here it is 3 years later. There's so many people that are just going straight black pill. They're like, screw Q, it's a call, it's fake, it's crap. They're just leading us on, all this. And they're getting angry.
Yeah.
Right? Look at all the other countries, dude. All the other countries are uprising, and we're over there on our phones.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
so we
bitching,
agree. So where's the good side of this?
I'm saying, what if it hasn't happened because they want us to get pissed off and rush the streets, and then the military comes in and says, "Whoa, we got this."
I'm ready. Let's do this.
So
I'm ready for anything, dude. I'm ready for anything.
No, you feel me on this, right? Like this, in my opinion, I feel that's the biggest misconception. Is they're like, "Oh, Trump's going to throw on the cape and save us." It's like, no, you big dummy. All this stuff was given to you to get it out there and wake everybody up and get them riled up and get them pissed and then cause us to give us a reason to come in there and stop it.
I mean, that again, that is a good point, because if you were just going to fix everything, why would you even need to tell people the information? You wouldn't. Mm-hmm. You just keep doing it behind the scenes and fix it, and things would be shitty, and then they go like, oh my God, they're awesome. I mean, I guess there is the point of that people would then freak the fuck out, I guess, if shit just switched. But I don't know. It doesn't, honestly, It doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because it's going to be revealed either way. Either shit's going to get real good, or it's not. Or it's going to get real good, and it's going to be 7 years of peace, and then we got to start prepping for Revelations and all that. So either way, just keep your God-given discernment, and just keep your head on a swivel, and just every day take in whatever information you can, and make the best judgment you can. That's I don't know what else to say, because I'm not going to predict anything.
Believing the fake. Stop believing the fake.
It's the best thing that ever happened in my life was turning off the news. Just stop watching it. Stop watching the news.
Dude, I can't get over how these people are running defense for this Indian moon landing. Is there not anything that has been done to try to wake people up to how fake the space programs are?
So
then that
bad.
Right there, that is bad. That is as bad as Joe Biden falling asleep at a memorial for dead people.
Oh my God, did you see that? Holy shit. So I don't even remember who posted it. I should probably be better at that and remembering, hey, this person did it. But somebody posted a video of Joe Biden falling asleep at that shit. And literally it got fact check underneath on Twitter saying, in a high definition video, you can see that his eyes were actually open. Like, so you want me to, I swear to God, I gotta find it and show it to you now at some point. I'll send it to you.
No way, dude.
Yes, it said in an HD video on whatever network, you could see that the eyes were actually open. No, they're not. And even if they were, even if you could make out a crack in the eye, it doesn't matter. His eyes were 90% closed. He just sleeps with his eyes cracked open. That's what happened. Dude, it's because they found his cocaine in the White... Dude, they found his cocaine in the White House, and he didn't have it for that meeting. So he wasn't alert. That's what happened. That's what happened. I'm going on record. That's what happened.
His son should let him hit that pipe. His son should let him hit that pipe.
His son. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I can't even get into that. So, wait, what else? Were we supposed to get into something else? Was that... Oh, we didn't even get into his indictment. Trump's indictment.
What is he indicted for? I mean, it's all crap.
I know.
for going is like, how dare you use your constitutional right to detest an election result? Like, what is?
I know, and there's the awesome thing that's on the Q side of, since they indicted him on whatever kind of talking shit on election fraud, doesn't that kind of give him the right to bring proof of election fraud into court?
It does.
I mean,
yes,
seems a little fucking set up to me. Seems a little too perfect. I don't know.
Dude, the mugshot. Come on.
That's like arresting someone for murder.
Shot, dude.
I know. The eyebrows, the I feel like they put an orange tint on it or something. Like,
oh, dude,
get that light bulb that makes people look orange. Put it on him.
I certainly hope enough people have waken up to get whatever's going. You know what I mean? Even if it's just to kick in the end of the world and he's the Antichrist, and let's just get this thing going. I already know where I'm going when I die. You know what I mean? No doubt in my mind. So let's go, man.
Jupiter.
I haven't. Is that where it was?
I don't know. Some planet, some terra firma that's trillions of miles away, or whatever the hell they are. Something. So just all right. Don't take a mental shot of where we're at right now, so we can come back to it. I just need to sidetrack for a minute. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the sun for a second, or other planets, whatever you want. When the sun's being formed, right? Mm-hmm. Why didn't it attract rock and or water like Earth did when it was being formed? Why did it only attract nitrogen and helium or whatever it is? Someone's like, you're an idiot. It's actually this. I don't care. It's gases. So if it has enough gravity to hold on to all these planets, that would mean it has enough mass, because they think mass creates gravity. So that would mean it has enough mass to hold on to all these planets. So on Earth, helium's lighter than air, right? Floats straight up. Mm-hmm. So
it's anti-gravity.
How much of something that defies gravity does it take to create gravity? A spoonful? 2?
Sure.
I just don't get it, man.
Gram.
And I don't get why. So, okay, another little weird thing. When they tell you that, like, okay, as Earth was forming, gravity at its center pulled everything in evenly, right? So it formed a sphere, right? Mm-hmm. But if you look at the images of what Earth would look like as a sphere with water off of it, it's not a sphere. It's not a sphere at all. So how did the water that's less dense than rock form a sphere, but the rock isn't a sphere? It just doesn't make sense to me, man. It makes no sense whatsoever. So I digress.
Isn't it crazy that you could have just taken everything you said, and instead of saying gravity, you could have said God, but they'll never do it?
Oh, no. I mean, we know that gravity is their God, the Freemasons, all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But that's what you, just for the people that are listening, that's what you're referring to, right?
Nobody's listening to you, Flurf. All right? No one is listening to you.
In the intro, you're not saying the God that they worship, meaning God himself, right? You're
no,
about...
that's, you know what's funny? Right. My mom asked me the same thing. I thought it was abundantly clear the way I said it.
Right. No.
Right down to the God they claim they worship. They claim they worship our God, but they worship Satan.
I'm glad you got to clarify that, because, there's going to be people that listen to like, oh, geez, flat earthers are Satanists. And then
no,
it's gonna go downhill.
No.
We are the antithesis of man.
Opposite of that. Satan can suck but he's real. He's Twitter, obviously real, but yeah, he did. He took one.
He did.
But yeah, so I guess he got indicted. Away from my planet crap, he got indicted for whatever. It's gonna be a show. It's all a show. It's all like look.
Exactly.
Pay attention to the people around you that you love, that love you. Look at the news so you know what they're planning, but don't listen to it. Don't take it seriously. Like it's not happening. The world's not going to end. Aliens aren't coming from other planets. I promise you, aliens aren't coming from other planets. They're just not. And if you ever find an alien from another planet, come to my house and show me.
Yes.
And then I'll admit I'm wrong, and it's never going to happen. So
we'll party. We'll party.
We'll party with some aliens for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, but so I don't know. I guess that's.
Well, I think it's been a great conversation, my man.
I'm sure you do.
He covered just about everything concerning nothing to a Globey.
Everything. I just by the way, I just got a text from Rufus. This is sad, Rufus, when you listen to this later. How did your guys' recording go last night, by the way? It went phenomenal until Ted messed up and apparently didn't record anything.
You're supposed to respond with "Ask Death."
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah.
So right now, I'm officially at this second texting back to Rufus saying, "Ask Death."
Death's got it under control, dude.
Yeah,
he really does.
Totally, dude. Oh my God, wait! I'm just throwing this out there. Wait till you see the next video that Death puts out.
Oh, it's so good.
It really is. It really is. I don't know why. I'm just gonna say. So remember, he started with us. He's all like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna make us all our own videos." So he made one for him, and he made one for Rufus. But I've yet to see one for me or Bill. I'm just saying. So, and then he makes this video for him. I'm not gonna say what it's for because I don't want to spoil it, but it's like one of the best videos I've ever seen. It's so good. And all of a sudden he finds this like ultra super double HD video that's in it. I don't even know. The video quality looks so much better than anything I've ever seen him do.
Superstar status overnight, dude. It was just like ridiculous.
No, I don't even know what's going on, but whatever.
We're just like, hey, cool. over here.
Hey, can you make us a video, Death? I know we just brought you in and blew your shit up, but can you make us a video, please?
We're over here trying to fix where we shit the bed on.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I don't know, but I can see the little digital thing going up every time you talk, so I'm hoping it recorded it this time. We'll see. But I guess we're going to sign off.
I do too.
I guess that's about it. You have anything else you need to say? I'm sure everybody...
Stop believing the fake.
Yeah, it's all
people.
Fake. It's all fake.
How much more do we need to go through?
Not us. Someone's going to go, see, they're telling you that what they say is fake. What we say... Okay, real quick. Not everything we post we know is 100% truth. A lot of it's to open eyes. When I say something is real, it's real. When I say it out of my mouth that it's real, it's real. If I post it, a lot of it's true. All the flat earth stuff is true for sure. I'm talking about some of the other stuff. I can't confirm everything myself all the time. I just can't. But it's amazing how those little things open people's minds and they come around. It's amazing. I never knew that it could happen like that before, honestly. But okay, I could ramble all night. This is like what we originally thought it would be, just me and you talking, being stupid, shooting the shit.
Yes,
so.
and honestly, I had a great time, and I wish the guys could have been here, but things come up, and we all have lives, dude, and our lives come first, and we just try to integrate everything all together, weave it all together and give everything we got, man,
Exactly. So. They'll be on pretty much most of the episodes, and we'll just do it how it is. The ones with the guests, whoever's there shows up. That's how it is. The guest is the most important anyway, not us. So we will get that going.
Yes, everybody listening, thank you so much.
Especially
man.
The few who actually listen to all the way to the end.
Yes, that's
those few.
Those few. Rufus, Death, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, dudes. Thanks, dudes. Party on. Catch you later, dudes.
Good night, everybody.